Alright, lovely weather recently, as of yesterday and today. Just done my little bit of reading, hopefully first bit of reading of today. Still on Darren Brown's Happy because I'm very, very slow reader. But he's getting to a point now, he's getting up to something which I'm actually, something related to something I have been talking about, therefore probably am more interested in than the other rubbish. But it's about, some British philosopher, already forgotten his name even though I just read it, talks about worrying about what we need. And that's kind of what I'm getting at, what I've been getting at, and he's about to start listing the things which we need, because I've said obviously we're biological creatures and there are some things we're ingrained in us that we kind of need to feel the way we want to feel, and he's right about, I've been right and he's agreed with me. So thanks Darren for obviously taking my point on board. Money is only good for getting you so far, but past a certain point you don't need it, and I've also talked about needing to be needed is one thing, but I was thinking about that the other day and thinking maybe wanted is another thing. So that's one of the things I always thought I've known about, like teenage and women in general, is this kind of sense, this kind of desire to be wanted, right? But I think it's pretty strong in both sexes, really. I think everyone kind of wants to be wanted, and I think it is different from being needed. I think the sense of being needed is more fulfilling than the sense of being wanted. I think it's kind of fleeting, and something that I agree with a little bit about the whole Stoic thing and what Darren Brown is pointing out is that obviously being wanted and being needed both require you have to rely on other people to want and need you. So you're relying on an extrinsic source, which is something I've been against for a while, but it's hard. Not if that's one of the things, because we're social creatures. Maybe you could go full Buddhist and just become as independent as possible. That would work, but I'm not sure if the investment's worth it. So we'll see. I think. No, I don't know. Anyway, I'm just going to read off the very few things that I have, and they're all pretty crap. Let's see here. Just quickly, I was trying to write my Tinder profile. So my Tinder profile at the moment, it's not doing very well, but I just like quite like the bio thing I wrote. Let's see if I can do it from memory. It says, tried and tested human male, or tried and tested male human being. And then it's got full stop and then like a bullet point, but the dash one. First one is... Oh no, I can't remember the first one, I can remember the other two. Ergonomic design, there we go. First one is ergonomic design, next bullet point, long shelf life, next bullet point, effective at close range, and then it used to just say no refunds accepted, which doesn't make any sense really, but anyway, I've changed that now, I got rid of that, and I quite like the new one I put in. I put in born and raised. I just like that because it ties in with a human thing, a male human being, born and raised. Just says, that's it. Instead of, proud something, born or something, Watfordian or Englishman born and raised, it just says born and raised. Which I was thinking of getting rid of all of it and just putting born and raised. All it says, born and raised. So funny. Oh, so brilliant. But hey, let's get on with these, shall we? I can't remember if I did that one. Let me just check when I did the last one, and I did the last one when... I'm going to pause this so it doesn't use up too much memory. Okay, I think I know where we're up to. I think I know what's going on here. This was a stupid one. Every single thing has at least two diametrically opposed poles of extremism, neither of which are desirable. And I really thought I was onto something new here, and then I thought, hang on a minute, I've just read about this exact pretty much thing. I was thinking about kind of left and right wing politics, and then basically just things like that. But then I realised, hang on, and I'll stop myself here. This is clearly just Aristotle's virtues. Nice originality, Ollie. So there we go. At least I caught it early-ish. Just because Darren mentions a possible failing in the activity of mirror neurons in people with autism, I wonder if any progress would be possible if you attempted to teach autistic people a sort of empathy. The idea being they copy a person's movements and actions exactly, to try to familiarise the actions of others with their own experiences. Perhaps, to borrow Darren's example, something as simple as eating an apple, whilst watching someone eat an apple. The more exactly they copied, the better. The better I would imagine it went. The more exactly they copied, the better, I would imagine. There we go. That's how I intended that sentence to read. Synchronised bites and chews. Oh, real, treat them like animals, Ollie. You're real smart, real compassionate. Asking someone out is the most incredible revelation that's ever happened to me in my dating life. Now, basically, this one is going to sound too sentimental. So, I decided to just ask a girl out, just to see. I explain it pretty well, but I've never really done it, just for my own reasons. I'll read the words exactly, and then if I need to comment on it, I'll do it. I've never done it before, out of fear and a supposed belief that if a girl liked me enough, she was just as responsible for making it happen as the man in a relationship, and that she would act, and furthermore, that she would act in this way. But the power it holds is incredible. It immediately, granted I imagine only if they agree to the date, allows you to converse and interact more freely and to feel like yourself, which is how we are always told to behave. And why shouldn't it? It's like a confirmation of your greatest hope that they don't completely despise you, which really is your greatest hope, because most of us are so pessimistic, and eradicates your fear that they don't like you at all and are only being polite. Well, being polite in talking to you. So they could be even more polite and just accepting the date when they don't want to. I don't know. It allows you to behave without worrying that every move you make could be the one that puts the final straw on the camel's back. I've never experienced this feeling before to this extent. I've experienced it to a lesser degree when I was as confident as I could possibly be without asking a girl out that they liked me. But this would usually take weeks and always retain some fraction of the fear of it being a fiction of my own creation or my imagination. So yeah, it kind of it just frees you, and there are now some other problems because the girl I asked on the date, I'm not too sure I want to go on a date with. Well, I kind of do a little bit, but I'm worried that there are other fears now. So it's all fears, isn't it? Bloody fears, eh? But I suppose maybe if they're justified fears, then thank God for them. But we'll see. We'll bloody see, shall we? This quote annoys me. I was thinking about it. Suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary. Oh God! Suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. When the hell wouldn't you want a permanent solution to any problem? There we go. That's my little take on that. I just think the idea of the permanence bit being the bit that makes it undesirable is pretty stupid. You want permanence in every solution, right? And then I came up with a little possible rebuttal that would come out like this. The only way I can possibly think this could be even remotely insightful is if you consider the possibility that the possibility of that permanent solution at some later point becoming a contributing factor to a problem's persistence. But then I'm not sure it was really a true permanent solution in the first place. But of course, suicide would be the ultimate permanent solution. Anyway, Darren's description of a relationship with money and it not making us happier once we reach a certain threshold, or does it also apply to intelligence? Or could it also apply to intelligence? Perhaps when we have a certain IQ, any further increase in IQ has no effect on happiness. However, not as uplifting as in the case of money, because unlike money, IQ seems incredibly difficult to alter, and furthermore, those with lower IQs will find it exceptionally harder to earn more money. And so their happiness hindrances will be twofold. One, they'll be unable to reach the happiness threshold of intelligence, and two, well, that which then prevents them from reaching the happiness threshold of wealth. So there you go. Don't be stupid, I guess is the advice there. Right, just going to stop it there. Thank Christ. Bye now.